You are watching Unfinished Business, where I document the rise from millionaire to billionaire. You're going to get the highs, the lows, the failures, the successes, and everything in between. No matter where you pick up this series from, you're right on time because there's no start or end point. So let's get into it.
On this week's episode of Unfinished Business, we're going to be deep diving into the customer experience. I'm going to show you how I'm going to rebuild the end-to-end processes from a customer enrolling all the way to completion. And if you want to build a successful company, you've got to continue to optimize the journey. I'm also going to be meeting up with fellow entrepreneur and good friend Andrew Scott, where we're going to be going for lunch and deep diving in what it takes to be successful. Stories in Libya about Gaddafi, you know, there was no bills in education. From the people that actually live there, from us, it's dictator and terrible to his people. I'm going to give Andrew the Trade Mastermind tour, because as we expand, we've invested in 10,000 square feet of offices, and I'm going to show him what Trade Mastermind HQ is really all about. And for one time only, JB goes back in the tools, where I go into our podcast business and see one of my most successful clients doing the quiet bending exercise. I get involved and show him how it's done. My name is Joseph Valente, and this is episode 70 of Unfinished Business. Right, okay, so we're back at Trade Mastermind HQ and we've got a busy day planned. It's Monday, and this morning I've been working with the customer accounts department to restructure everything. And we're focusing first and foremost on the customer journey. So from enrollment to graduation. We were running just the 1-year academy, but with recent moves, we've decided to turn it into a 3-year course, which I'm very excited about. And that's given us the opportunity to redo all of the content and how the whole training program works. We offer so much support with what it is that we do, but in actual fact, sometimes that can be a hindrance because customers just don't know what element to use. Well, I think we should just start by giving Callum a big round of applause for his first 2 sales. Yeah, fantastic. Welcome to the team, and great news, we also hit our targets on Saturday for the event numbers, so shout out to everybody involved in that. Another big round of applause, well done. As I'm talking through, and especially when I go into my own head for a second, I'm finding the next answer, yeah? So listen to what I'm saying, because this is piecing the journey for everybody together, yeah? So see this as training, not just Joe's making it up in his own head and then writing it up. As I'm talking through, and especially when I go into my own head for a second, I'm finding the next answer, yeah? Sale. So then you've got the onboarding process. Then what needs to happen from here is there's a split off. There is an understanding here of how fast it is that they need to move. So we start here, okay, and we say, do you need to work quickly because of cash flow, or have you got time? And be really transparent with it. So what you want to do in that stage is you want to be batting back now to the mentors and saying, right, this guy has a current challenge, go and give him some direction. So that's where you can introduce journey number 1, which is go and watch the masterclass on the university. Like, I want you to do that in the next 3 days. And then we can tell you what to do next. Versus the guy that's got time, no problem, come to the event that's happening in 2 weeks. So high priority and then low priority. So then that moves to the first training session, pre-onboarding call. But then the next thing to happen is the onboarding call. I could just imagine that if there's some of the bigger businesses surely just aren't available the next day. Look, it comes down to the high priority and low priority. Like if Dave's got £1 million business and wants to go for free, he probably doesn't need to rush onto an onboarding call tomorrow morning. He's probably got a company to run. Yeah, versus the guy that might not have any work that's free. I bet how many people do you get rebook on average an onboarding call because they're busy? Because I bet these guys don't even know that.
20% maybe?
Yeah, that's something to watch. You think you're doing a good job, and actually you might be forcing someone into a cancellation by making them do a call that's quite lengthy, because how long do you book it for? An hour, yeah, in time that they're really busy. So ask the question, when do you want this call to suit your diary? So then the next steps are effectively induction into the training functions, yeah? And then if you've been booking check-in calls, you've added check-in calls to the list. That's a lot of fucking things for someone to get their head around in an hour's call when you're also trying to ask them their goals and everything else. It's fucking overwhelmed.
Will a lot of that not be taken up by the app?
It will get changed out, yeah. I mean, we are where we are now. It's going to simplify. Yeah, that's part of what that product redevelopment was, is to try and simplify this. Because, as I said, to underpin what you really need on this training, on the training timeline, is one training mechanism and one support mechanism. So write those 3 timelines, and then what we want is on the timelines is the key milestones. So I'm just about to have an interview with The Sun about my time on The Apprentice, and specifically we're going to be covering the secrets of what happens behind the scenes. PR is such an important part of building your personal brand and your business brand, and I like to invest heavily in getting my name out there. It's not just about getting attention, however, it's about sharing your story, your purpose. And that does 2 things. For me, number 1, it inspires people, but number 2, it also brings us great customers. There's that famous saying, it's can you afford to have a PR company, or can you afford not to have a PR company? And the real question is, you've got to invest in PR if you want to get seen, known and heard. Yeah.
The Sun they're looking at a minimum of a page or a spread. So
Brilliant.
1,500 words, so we've got quite a bit to do.
Yeah.
Karen Brady had a double-page spread in the Fabulous magazine yesterday, where she talked about that there was a sex ban because these 2 in the current series were caught coming out of a hotel room in Turkey. The obvious question to you is, when you signed up, was there a sex ban that you had to adhere to?
I mean, from what I remember, absolutely yes. They made it crystal clear that there was to be no shenanigans going on in the home. You know, everybody had to stay in their own beds away from the opposite sex, yeah. Nothing bad actually happened on my year. But I have heard in other years that things went down. This isn't Big Brother or Love Island. That's what we were told. But when I did it, it was still a relatively serious business show. We weren't allowed to have social media on the build up to the show. Now they're actively allowed to promote on social media, whereas now they just seem to be a free-for-all, being able to self-promote effectively. So the more scandals that they have, probably the better it is for ratings, isn't it?
Does the phone really ring at 4 in the morning?
Yeah, the phone 100% rings super early. Whoever's the first one up goes and gets it. And then they run around the house telling everybody that there's 20 minutes to get ready.
5:30 a.m.
Good morning, Joseph speaking.
Lord Sugar would like you to meet him at the Olympic Park. The cars will be outside in 20 minutes.
Wake up, guys! Olympic Park, 20 minutes.
In charge of the boys,
I want to see something from everybody, okay?
gas engineer Joseph.
I want to establish who's the top sellers.
Yeah, can I say it's a negotiation, not selling?
Yeah, selling's negotiation, but flip the other way around. I mean, his negotiation skills were pathetic in there, I think. You only managed to get 30 cents off the asking price.
So there's 30 people going in and out of bedrooms, trying to get ready, trying to eat their breakfast, trying to grab a coffee, trying to use the shower. It's mayhem.
Scaling this up, I want to get to a point where obviously it's one of the biggest installers in my area.
Good. From 80 grand a year to, this month's been 100 grand a month. So we're just opening.
So just say that again, 80 grand a year to £100,000 a month.
Yeah.
You need 3 hands almost. So Joseph's showing his experience here that he's making it look very easy. So I'm guessing he's doing this a little kick here, which is what you use to get around like any obstacles on a pipe room. He's still got it, no problems at all. This is the hardest part. Make sure it's all in line.
Little bit of JB magic.
Yeah, that is perfect.
Beautiful!
Stevie Wonder would love to see it. There we are. Perfect.
Call me Mario.
There we go. Still got it.
Well done, Kev.
Cheers, Jeff.
Great job, mate. Well done. So I don't know if you guys remember, but a few months ago I went and had lunch with a great entrepreneur, very successful 9-figure entrepreneur. His name's Andrew Scott. Hey buddy, how are you? You keeping well?
Yeah, really
good to see you, my man. How's it going?
Absolutely brilliant.
Excellent. He's coming down to Peterborough and I'm going to go meet up with him. We're going to have some lunch. Networking is extremely important. You got to spend time with great people to share ideas, to build new connections and explore joint venture opportunities. When serial entrepreneurs get together, and especially entrepreneurs that align. Me and Andrew get on really, really well. There's just that connection there. So there could be a great opportunity for us to do some business. He knows the construction industry very well and he's got a whole host of businesses. So today I'm going to meet up, we're going to have lunch together and we're going to explore some opportunities.
Good.
Here he is. How's it going, my man?
Good? Yeah,
Very good to see you. How are you doing?
Yeah, really good.
How's things? Welcome to Trade Mastermind.
Yes, looking forward to having a look around and seeing what you're doing here.
Cool. Well, I'll give you a guided tour to start,
please,
shall I?
Please do.
Hello, how are you? Are you waiting for an interview? Yes, I am. Excellent. My name's Joseph. Nice to meet you. Yeah, have you been seen?
Yes, I have. I'm just waiting.
Okay, fantastic. All right, great. No problem. No worries. Okay, cool. So obviously this is the entrance.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is the reception. So this is where the customer accounts are currently down here, but this is where everybody comes for the events.
Yes.
Yeah, so they show up in here, registrations and so on and so forth. And these are the mini consultation rooms that we use in the afternoon of an event. So there's a little mini one going on at the moment.
Right,
So the sales guys pull them out and then they have the one-to-ones in there. And that's when we sign them up to the program.
Yeah.
But this is the event. Yeah. That was yesterday.
Right.
And that's the usual side that are in about 25 businesses we aim for.
Yeah.
And then if we get 25 businesses, we'll aim to do 150,000 out of the day.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll probably do 40 or 50,000. We've got customer accounts, finance and billing in there. These are all moving upstairs at the moment. This is currently my boardroom that I utilise. So in here is the podcast studio.
Nice to meet you.
So if you come around this way, we've just had one of our customers in, Kev. He's been doing some pipe bending. So this is the studio, and then the business pays £2,000 a month, and they get a podcast recorded every month. The podcast content chopped up, 20 reels out of it, and all that stuff. And then obviously all of the equipment and the team included as part of the package. So yeah, it's a really nice little department and a nice little business.
Yeah, I recognise that man.
Yeah, that's Izzy. Yeah, did you meet him before? Yeah. Great, yeah. This is our most recent development that's happening now.
Right.
So we having all this redeveloped. This is going to be a new boardroom. It's going to be my office.
Yeah.
And then just various offices throughout, bringing everybody upstairs.
Okay.
Just had a new COO join the business.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And so he's doing great. So this will stay like back end, customer accounts, finance and billing, recruitment, and then that'll run that way. And then all of this side, there'll be 35 telesales agents on the phone.
Right.
The glass wall going up here.
Yeah.
And then this will be another big office. How's it going, Gavin?
Okay, very well, thank you.
Smashing it. Looking good. So this is like the driving force, effectively, behind filling everything out.
Yeah. So are these guys cold calling, or are they following up inbound leads?
A little bit of both. Lee, this is Andrew.
Good to meet you, Lee.
Yeah, so Lee's our new COO.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen you put a post out on it. Congrats. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Would it be all right if you drive?
Yeah. Fine.
My car's in the garage, so I've got the Tradesman van. So you don't want to get in that.
That's really interesting. So you've got yourself in a really good position there, actually.
Thank you. I've joined the Reform Party recently, did you see?
Yeah.
It was that video you sent me that was actually a big spark.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then I started to see Nigel making the moves on the Reform.
Yeah.
And then he was talking about success in business. And then around Christmas time, they started on X. Do you go on X much? Or? Yeah. And so I started to see that their membership was really building up. So I thought, I like what he's about. I know him anyway. So I think I'm going to just jump on the bandwagon.
Yeah.
And then I went and saw Nigel at one of their reform conferences and had a catch up with him and just thought, I'll just stay in this.
This country is built off the back of hard work, wasn't it? And if you're not prepared to work hard, then we're never going to be successful as a country. And I'm sick and tired of hearing the same old rhetoric year in, year out about the problems that never get solved. And we need great people like you with a big vision, a positive vision for change. You know, the stuff that's happening in America.
Schools.
Yeah.
A lot of the directional schools.
Yeah.
I was just chatting with one of our speakers tonight, Marco Longhi, Bournemouth MP. He said apprenticeships. People need proper training apprenticeships. Get skills.
Absolutely.
If you're a top plumber, electrician, software engineer, you can earn really good. You can have a great living, but no one tells you this.
Yeah. You know, I left school when I was 14 and I did a plumbing apprenticeship. And that's how my career started out.
500 is the number that's going around, isn't it?
You know, he wants to support businesses. He wants to encourage business growth. It's the only way we're going to fuel the economy.
Absolutely.
You can't tax a country into growth.
Yeah, it was just me. I'd be gone to Dubai tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know, but with Joseph here, I don't want to. I want to see him.
Exactly.
Be around him. And it's almost I'd be willing to pay any money in the world to spend more time with him rather than saving it. So I don't want to be stuck over there. If I was on my own, it'd be a no-brainer. I'd be gone immediately. And then also I think it's a gamble. Dubai recently put in a corp tax, didn't they? You know, they ran it for enough time, but you can't trust them changing the rules. You know, what did they move it up to? I think 9% or something. Don't tell me they're not going to make it 20% in like another 5 years.
China is a communist country.
Yeah.
So my perception is that a communist country, everybody's poor. You know, we're equally poor as the next person. The reality is in China, there are thousands of multimillionaires. There's billionaires. So how can you have that in a communist country? And the reality is, I think China is a capitalist country pretending to be a communist country.
Is everything owned by the state then?
No,
or do they get to do their own brands?
Absolutely not. They've got their entrepreneurs. I met several. I spent the day with JD.com, which is China's equivalent of Amazon. And I spent the day in their warehouses, in the distributions, in their tech hub. You know, they employ 600,000 people. Just can't comprehend the scale of a business of that size. And within 15 minutes on your app, you order something, it's being dispatched. And they're doing autonomous vehicles, they're doing drone deliveries. And I looked at this operation and I thought the investment in logistics, technology and automation off the scale, I've never seen anything like it. Made me realise, actually, you know, China is not what I perceived it to be anyway.
Grab the bill, mate.